Hey guys, Greg here coming to you with another one of my bonsais. Today we're going to move over to some fruit trees that I have in my garden. And we're going to start with lemon, which this guy is, we'll call him lemon tree 1. He's about a foot tall. I started these from seed back in about February or March. So we're in the end of July. So got a few months of life on these guys so far. I did have them growing inside of a tent inside the house, just to kind of start them out for the season. And it was really more of just an experiment for me to see if I could grow some from seed. And yeah, I can. Apparently I have like 6 or 7 of them. So you're going to get a bunch of these kind of showing up. I did give one of them away as a gift, just to kind of weed through them a bit, no pun intended there. But yeah, this is number 1 of my lemon trees that I have, and this guy is growing pretty straight up. New leaves coming in at the top, as you can see, and a nice waxy shiny leaves on these guys as well. The other kind of thing that some people may not know is that lemon trees actually have thorns on them. I'm not looking forward to when I have to start actually working with these guys in another year or so, when I do my trimming and whatnot. But yeah, there are a lot of thorns, a lot of thorns on this guy. So that'll be fun. The greenness down here on the lemon tree, it doesn't look really woody yet, but I do have a little bit of changing color down here, and a lot of the lower leaves, those initial leaves have come off the base of this tree. Can kind of see that the lower leaves are starting to die off a little bit, and they'll start to slowly come off as the tree ages. But this is number 1, or I'm sorry, letter A of my lemon trees. I have about, like I said, 6 or 7 of them, so I'll be going through them. I'll be intermixing them. I don't really want to hit you guys with all of them all at the same time. Doing that can kind of get boring, but I do have a couple apple trees I'm going to intermix here, and some mangoes that are going to come into this as well. So I'm going to start showing off a little bit of the fruit. Just because that's pretty much what's left. But I've got these lemons, like I said, mango, apple, and some pear trees. So let me know what you think down in the comments below if you like seeing some lemons. And make sure to hit the like button, the subscribe button if you liked what you saw. And again, leave some comments below. We'll talk to you guys next time. Take care. Hey guys, Greg coming to you with another one of my bonsai videos. Today we're going to do an update on a lemon tree. This is lemon tree B. Backed by popular demand, this seems to be one of the most popular video series that I have right now on the channel. Everybody seems to want to look at the lemon trees. So we're going to focus on this guy today and just kind of see the an update and see how it's grown in the past month or so since I've posted the last video on this, just to kind of compare. I still have the stake in here for it. I haven't taken it out, but I probably could. I think this guy is showing a lot of signs of strength, so I don't think I really have to worry about it too much. But we'll just kind of zoom in here and look at it. If you compare the size of the chopstick that I have in as the support and the size of the trunk here on the tree, it's pretty much the same now. So it's thickened to that point. Still have some leaves growing at the bottom here, which is great. And we have a little bit of a branch coming out on both this level and here. So eventually, as long as these guys are still strong, in a little while I will probably end up chopping it right here and letting it branch off, and maybe making this guy the new leader for the tree or this guy, depending on how everything's looking by that time. If we look in the soil here, there's a little green growing, so we got a little bit coming in here, which is a great sign. I love seeing that. I have this in that citrus soil, and it seems to be doing really well. We may end up doing an up-potting video of this guy very soon before I have to take them in for the winter and fall. But if we continue up, you just see that nice little build up there. Looks like we have another branch and another V kind of starting here. So we have a couple different options, but like I said, I will probably end up just taking it down to the bottom there and letting it grow up there, which is kind of a shame, but we're getting all this wonderful energy, especially with these big leaves here on the top. You can kind of just see, I mean, this is my pointer finger. That's how big the leaf is. So it's pretty big in collecting its energy, especially in the morning. I'm getting this a lot of morning sun. This thing could probably handle a lot more, and I probably could, but during the winter months, we'll be giving it a lot of energy inside because this guy is tropical. Can't really handle the freezing temperatures out there. The leaves will stay on all year long, so we won't have to worry about that. Do have a little bit of browning here, and I might have had that before with the last video, and we do have some yellowing here instead of the green. So there's a possibility I may be watering this a little too much. We'll find out, but everything else does look great. So I'm not too worried, especially with this being the lower leaves on here, and they're not falling off that easily. Still have a lot of thorns on here, which is great. For those that are not aware, lemon trees do come with thorns. It's a protective system for them so that the animals and whatnot are not stealing. You can have a really tiny one right there. And with this tiny new leaves coming up and developing on the top of it. So this is the update for Lemon Tree B. I hope you really enjoy it and kind of just see the development. Make sure to watch the first video just to kind of compare, because I do have a playlist for this. I have one for pretty much every tree that I post, just so that you can kind of run everything together and just see what's going on there. But we do have some branching and some changing, so it's going to be kind of neat to see how this develops in the next year. I may not do any trimming for the first year of this. We're already halfway through it, though. I started growing these pretty much at the beginning of 2023. They're not growing really big. The third one that I showed in my channel is growing a lot more than the first two, but this is the one that's actually growing straight and has a lot of leaves on it. So I do want to kind of show this one off and kind of compare and contrast to the other ones that are growing. So if you have any questions, please make sure to put them down below in the comments section. If there's any other trees that you want to see on my channel, please let me know. I kind of want to, put different trees on my channel that people want to actually look at. I do have some pomegranates, which you can kind of see in the background here down on these, that I'm going to be showcasing very soon on my channel before I start moving up in the bigger pots. So I do have a lot of different fruit trees that I will be showcasing here soon. I was just kind of waiting for them to grow a little bit before I showed them off. But like I said, if you have any concerns, comments, you want to see any kind of different trees, put it down in the comments below. Make sure to hit the like button. Make sure to hit that subscribe button and the bell so that you know when a new video comes on my channel. I try to do at least 3 videos a week just to kind of keep it going. And I do have shorts going as well, just to kind of keep the content all week long for you guys, just to give you updates on what's happening inside my bonsai garden. So until next time, take care. We'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching. Bye. Hey guys, this is Greg coming to you with another episode of Greg's Bonsai. Today we're going to be going way back here. This is Lemon Tree B. Last time I did an update on this guy was back in the beginning of September. So we're now 2 months past that, and you can see he is tall. Look at that. Really super tall. He's probably, I would say, at least twice as high as what he was back in my September video. And I did measure him. He is about 33 inches tall right now, which is pretty big, especially for this. I have it currently in my grow tent. I did bring it out just so that we could get a video of it. But a couple weeks ago, at least, I moved this guy from the outside since it was getting colder at night, and I didn't really want to do anything with this guy. I'm just going to zoom in here a little bit, just so you can get kind of an idea of what it looks like up close a little bit more. But I put him inside the grow tent, so he's been in there for about a month now, just getting the sun from there. And it looks like he's transitioned well into the tent because the leaves look pretty nice. There's a little bit of browning and yellowing in a couple areas, but nothing too crazy. I lost, I'll show you here. This is what I lost by going into the tent. And that really is down here. So it's not too bad, at least from what I see. So we're just gonna kind of start from the bottom and work our way back up to the apex here of the tree and just kind of have a good idea of what's going on here with this. Now you will notice if you've watched my last video on this, and it will be in the playlist so you can go back and check it out. But I moved this guy from this back in September to this #2 pot. So 1.5 gallons pretty much, give or take, from this pot. So you can see how much more room this lemon tree has had. And if you look at my current videos of lemons, you can kind of see the size difference of what this guy looks like compared to what is still in a pot like this. It does not have as much room to grow and spread its roots. So now that this guy's had that, it's able to develop a little bit better of a trunk and just be able to spread that root structure out into this pot. Now I did, earlier today, I did fertilize this, so I gotta mix this in a little bit here. And just because this guy's gonna be feeding, and again, he's gonna be in the grow tent, so he's gonna be growing and growing and growing. And we're in November, so back in February was essentially when I started growing this thing from seed. So that 1 year mark is probably when I'm gonna start doing some actual trimming to this. Now that it's got a nice strong base to this. And if you recall from my last video, I think I actually had a chopstick in here holding this guy up. This guy can now hold himself up all on its own, just with the roots and just with this trunk here. So we still have, and this is getting nice and woody, okay? It's starting to change its color, which is looking really nice. Instead of that, if you look to the side here where it's nice and green, that's what it used to look like a couple months ago. Now we're getting into this nice woodiness, a little bit more rigid and not as flexible as, say, this guy here. And the leaves down here looking pretty good. We're actually getting a little bit of combativeness here, I guess you could say. So I should look at maybe getting rid of this leaf here, and also look at this guy. Okay, now besides this leaf that's getting a little bit of brown on it, but look at this leaf hiding underneath of that, coming off of this. I think I'll end up getting rid of that leaf, especially since I got this growing out here. And if you recall from my last video, I'm probably, once I'm ready to trim this down, this whole, 30, almost 3 foot section, I'll be putting it down here to either this area here or cutting way down here and letting these two limbs kind of be turning it, this one probably turning into the leader at that point. So a little bit of decision-making time here once we're in the winter months, but right now, just gonna let it grow strong, thicken up a little bit here, and then we're gonna have to start making some decisions because I will probably end up by the end of the winter not having a tree this tall anymore, at least not a lemon tree this tall. So that's pretty much my thought process right now. And if you think it's too early for me to trim that, let me know. It'll be about the year mark. I may end up changing my mind. We'll see. I'm going to do some research and see what is better for that. But we have that structure here coming out. We got nice leaves coming out, and they're not dead or falling off. So it's really interesting that they are getting a light, especially in the tent. And then I've got this other branch that's coming out. Let's see if I can get on the other side of it. And it's got a nice amount of leaves. A couple of them have fallen off from the base area, but we do have leaves coming out. And they're really, I mean, they're fairly nice size. They're about the size of my finger, my pointer finger. All these guys, if you look at the last video, these were about the size of my pointer finger. Now these guys hiding out here are a little bit bigger because they were hidden and they're trying to get that light. So they went a little bit bigger here, but you can see, even with that, it's bending and it's not going to be good. So I'm going to have to take care of these leaves at some time, unless it takes care of itself here before that. But just going up, we've got the left, the right, the left, the right, the left, the right, and so on and so forth as it goes up. Nothing too uncharacteristic here. We do have a bunch of thorns, so I can tell this guy is really healthy and really growing, because we got those thorns there, and I'm trying to focus on the right thing. But tons of thorns on here, pretty much under every other leaf. And then once we get to the top here, it's pretty much under every leaf. And look at the size of that. You know, a little bit bigger than my fingernail there. And then we get up to the top here. We've got this new growth coming in here. Just like the last time, just different growth, new growth. This guy's gonna get tall. My grow light is probably 2 feet above this guy right now in the tent. And I think it might hit it by the time winter is over. So that would be kind of interesting to see. Now we talked about how this leaf is the size of my finger. Okay, look at the size of this leaf. All right, almost as big as my hand. So that's kind of cool to see the size of those, especially how high they are, but it's kind of like creating kind of a pseudo canopy if you think about it that way. So this is my lemon tree bee. Not too crazy. I mean, in the respect of it's crazy tall. Kind of like if you look at some of my apple trees that I had on my channel. But I had to zoom out all the way to start this video just to get the whole thing in. And I had to back up a couple feet to get this. So it's kind of interesting. Again, this really, I'm just trying to log the progress of my tree. I think this is update number 2. I think I have an original, and then this is the second update for my video, or for this lemon tree. This is, again, lemon tree B. Lemon tree A is kind of the same thing, and lemon tree C is kind of like really bushy, like really like does a lot of V's. Like this started right early and it just V'd out. But this guy looks really healthy, really strong. And I'm really happy with how it's turning out so far. And like I said, when I end up trimming this guy down to here or here, it'll be interesting to see how it builds now that it's got this structure and it's got this health to it. It's got a lot of energy, and it gets a lot of energy from these leaves. You can kind of see these guys. I live near a quarry, so you can kind of see the dust from that on these leaves, and then you can kind of tell where all the new growth is since it's come inside. I should really clean these off, but it kind of does give me a nice little benchmark to see where things are. And then down here it's like clean, so it's kind of interesting just how it all works out. And just like the rain and me just watering the plant just kind of affects it. But yeah, this is Lemon Tree B. If you liked it, please make sure to hit that like button, and make sure to leave some comments or questions or concerns or what you guys are doing with your lemon trees, if you have any. Always love interacting with people watching the videos. And if you really liked it, please make sure to hit that subscribe button. It seems like the lemon videos that I make are the most popular on my channel. And I always love talking to the people that watch them and want to interact and want to grow trees like this. This is kind of like a pet project, passion project of mine, growing these and trying to make them into bonsai trees. And this is just, you know, step number one. The first couple years are just giving it and giving them a great foundation for growth. So let me know what you think. And like I said, if you like what you see, make sure to hit subscribe and that bell. And we'll see you guys for the next update. Till next time, guys, this is Greg, Greg's Bonsai. Take care. We'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Hey everybody, Greg here, coming to you with another episode of Greg's Bonsai, and today we're going to be going over Lemon Tree B, one of my tall ones that I've been letting grow full. And I kind of watched back on my last video and I said, oh, you know, in the winter I'm going to cut this thing back and put it down. Now I just kind of left it in the back of my grow tent and kind of just let it get the sun over the winter. Didn't touch it, and brought it back outside here about a month ago. So we're in the beginning of June, and warming up, getting the nice sun outside, and starting to grow. So we've got about, I would say, maybe a half a foot extra build on here, maybe not even that. But we are starting to see a little bit more growing out, and we'll get to that here as we go on. But you can kind of see I'm pretty far back from this guy recording it, and I've kind of zoomed all the way out just to kind of give you an idea of the size of this thing. You can kind of see I had my tape measure out on the side there, but just over 3 feet, like almost 3.5 feet now. I think last time I said it was about 3 feet in November for that video before we put it away for the year. But we'll kind of just go in here and kind of just get a nice zoom in shot and just kind of go start from the bottom and work our way up just to kind of see the structure and go from there. So here we go. And before we really start here, make sure to hit that like button. It really helps with the YouTube algorithm, and make sure to subscribe when you can if you want to keep seeing these videos. My lemon tree series is usually one of my favorites watched by the audience. A lot of people come to watch it. And I intend to bonsai this guy eventually. You're going to be saying, Greg, this is not a bonsai tree. And that is true, okay? I'm just kind of letting it get older here. We're pretty much a year now in on this plant. And I'm just trying to let it grow, get a little older, more mature, and then we're gonna probably cut like down here, okay? And go from there. So let me just start going in here from the bottom. Still in the same pot as last time. You can go back onto my video series here. This is part of a playlist on my channel. And usually I try to make a compilation video of these guys as well, just to kind of show the progress as we go. So we're still in this number 2 pot, about 1.5 gallons. And I did fertilize this a little bit ago when I started putting these guys outside, just to kind of feed them. I give them a nice citrus feed. And this guy's actually in some citrus. I know somebody asked on one of my other videos what kind of soil I use. This is kind of a mixture of some regular soil that I have here at home and a mixture with citrus soil. You can kind of see these nice big chunks. It really helps drain. I like to have nice draining soil for these guys, and that's really helped with this guy growing. So if you guys use different soil, let me know. But this seems to work really well. I used a little bit of my own soil here, some topsoil, and also some citrus soil that has these bigger pieces that just really does help drain a lot better. Now, if you compare to our last view, this trunk line is thickening up pretty well. We're about, we're bigger than a number 2 pencil now. So you can kind of see from my finger the difference in thickness now, but it's definitely hardened up, okay? Not flexible really at all. Not like these guys up here, not like these branches. And these branches are still coming out from the bottom, and these leaves are doing really nice. A couple of them yellowing up, but that might just be from some age. Don't think it's really from anything else, because a lot of these newer leaves are greener. So I think this is just some age showing here, because again, this is a year old. And I think we'll just see them shedding and bringing out some new growth here as we come along. But even this little branch area here is starting to thicken up a little bit. Not as thin as what they used to be. So that's really cool. And we do have a lot of new growth here since last year. You can see these new smaller leaves. Let me see if I can focus in on that. You can see these new smaller leaves coming in here, and it's really neat to see the progress from something this size to, you know, something ginormous like this leaf here, or even this one here. I think I made a comparison. I said, look at the size of this, you know, these leaves here, the size of my finger, and then kind of going up to the size of my hand. So really nice to see new growth, collecting more sunlight, getting more energy, building it in and thickening up this trunk, and just kind of adding to the taper that we're seeing as we go up this trunk line. So it's really nice to see that. And eventually, like I said, I kind of was going a little too fast here last year and thinking, oh, I'm just going to cut this down and make this small right away. I think I'm going to go another year here. So afterwards in this coming winter, and I'm going to say that and watch I don't do it. Part of me wants to make this guy and my other big lemon tree just kind of bigger ones, you know, and make them a little bit bigger of a bonsai. You know, not the small kind, but the bigger kind. I know there's a name for it, and forgive me for not knowing that off the top of my head. But I know there are some that, you know, you kind of make more of a, you know, showpiece like that. But we have that branch coming off the left, coming off the right, and another one coming up the left. We saw this on the last video, but you can kind of just see how this has matured and changed, and just kind of seeing how the leaves are kind of growing here. It's kind of nice to see the leaves turning out and wanting to collect that light. And then I remember this guy here, you can kind of see the leaf is bent. This was like this on my last video, but I think there was a leaf actually covering that before. But that's gone, and now this guy is just getting as much light as possible. And that's kind of where you see these guys grow bigger. You know, they're just trying to get that light. But even on this branch on the side, we got these really tiny, let me see if I can get under there. Got these really tiny leaves coming in, and it's really cool to see them bright and shiny and full of that life and wanting to come out. And then they kind of just turn into this more dull look, which is kind of interesting to see. And we just kind of continue to go up, and you can see those thorns on the trunk line. So that's really cool to see. I always love that. Don't poke them. They are sharp. They will hurt. Not cool. And it's interesting to kind of just also see some holes in the leaves. I guess some bugs are getting to these finally. But it's really nice to also see this trunk developing bark and just kind of getting brown instead of that green as well. So not much in the area of growth from the bottom area that we saw in the last video up here. But as we start going up a little bit more in the trunk, and we get those, I like to call them zigzags as we go up to the left and right and left and right. Just like in the last video. It's kind of cool characteristic to see that. I'm interested to see as this guy grows and gets bigger and older in the next year, to see if this kind of straightens out as the line tapers and thickens up a little bit. And if not, no big deal here to me. I think it shows some really cool character on this tree. But, you know, what do you guys think? Let me know down below in the comments section. I think it's really neat. And as we finally get up, we see some really cool spikes coming out, thorns coming out on the side underneath these leaves. And again, these are to protect the tree. This is a defensive mechanism. You have a lot of birds and whatnot, animals trying to take the lemons off the tree. So the tree has actually developed a security system after all these years just to try and defend itself, so that it protects the fruit that comes from it. And again, there's that huge leaf here, really cool. And we start to have another V coming out here with more new growth. So this is considerably new compared to before the winter break. And this whole branch coming out is new growth. So it's kind of cool again to see those shiny leaves coming out. And also another new growth here coming out, and another one right at the top. So we've got a considerable amount of new growth at the canopy level of this tree currently. So that's really nice to see. And again, this guy is standing up all on its own. About a year ago, I had to put a stake in here and just tie it to it and kind of keep it straight because it was falling over on its own weight. But now that it's strong enough, this guy's doing fantastic. But again, just seeing these natural V's kind of form in here is great. Okay, one there and then turning it, and we got another one there. And we got another one here at the top. So you can kind of see how these small leaves are at the top. Tons of new life. And we're gonna start seeing this develop a little bit more over the summer here. I'm interested to see this. I'm gonna try and do a monthly video series on this if I can, just to kind of show that, that development. So let me know what you think down below in the comments about this guy. This lemon tree is definitely showing signs of new life, which is great. Let me know what you think. If you really like this video, make sure to hit that like button, like I said in the beginning of this video. This is kind of my digital diary of my garden. Like I said, I'm trying to make these guys in the bonsai trees, but the big step in the journey is the first couple or so years of just developing them into actual trees, to give them that life, to be able to shrink them down and make them into vibrant, smaller trees and control them. But you're just looking to get that kind of taper. So I'm already seeing some really nice development here. I'm thinking I can get this and this just to kind of build on that. But let me know what you think down below in the comments. If you think I should be cutting here, if you think I should just let this guy grow. I do have a few other lemon trees that I'm already in bonsai pots at the same age. This guy just came from a lemon from the grocery store, and I got lucky with this seed and it grew strong. So like I said, make sure to hit that like button. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, anything you'd like to see on the channel. I love growing seeds. I've got some seeds kind of incubating right now and growing, but always love trying out something new. And if you really did like this and you want to support the channel a little bit more, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Really helps. I love chatting with my community on my channel, and love seeing what you guys are doing as well. So until next time, guys, this is Greg from Greg's Bonsai. We'll see you next time. Take care. Thanks for watching.